got started in disc golf about 8 years ago. A guy by the name of Richard Murdoch introduced it to me. He actually came up here to the shop and asked me, hey, you know, would you start carrying disc? I lived in Austin for years, always seen everybody playing disc golf, but never actually really did it. So once I dragged my little butt out to the course, I actually realized that it is a very, very fun game. Like golf, you know, you have a fairway, but in disc golf you have nothing but things in your way. So you can actually, you know, run the disc and make it do different things and curve around trees and do a lot of different things that you can't do maybe with a golf ball. So it adds a lot of different elements to the game because there's different types of throws, different types of disc, and all that kind of fun stuff. And it's very hard because I'm still not good at it, but I'll keep playing. I love it.
I got into disc golf. I moved here from Dallas. I used to run a club there, moved here to help my grandmother out, and I would come to the shop a lot. And Jamie, the owner, basically made disc golf sound very intriguing. He basically said, hey, a lot of us friends get together and play this game, disc golf. It's not so much about how good you are, it's just about how much fun you're going to have. And so right off the bat, I was kind of hooked. I wanted to. I asked how much does it cost to get in. He goes, well, the great thing about it is, unlike ball golf, there's no tee fees, it's free to play, you just have to have some discs. So I go, well, how much discs do I need to begin? He goes, if you're a beginner, 3 discs is all you need. And so I asked, and basically you have to have a driver for your long distance, a mid-range, and a putter. Putter's for when you're really close to getting to the basket. So I was like, well, I can do that. So that's kind of how I got started. And I asked how long people have been playing. There's some people who've trained world champions here. Old guy Jeff, the longest reigning female world champion, was trained by Jeff in Austin. But everyone, they don't give you a hard time for not being good. Everyone helps you out. So that's kind of how I got started.
When I first started playing, I started playing with my good friend Chris Murdoch. I thought it was a lame sport. And then I actually played one time. Found out that it's actually got a good variety of complex things, you know. It's very complex. The sport between anhyzers and hyzers and all of that stuff, you know, throwing it flat and all the discs that you can see, it brings a good variety. And once I played it, you know, I found out that the sport actually is a lot harder than it seems. It's not just going out to the park and throwing a disc, you know. Everybody comes out and think that they can chunk a disc 300 feet, but it's not that simple. And that's why I started playing. I picked it up relatively fast, but not really good. And that's just, I picked it up, started playing, and then I met the people playing. It's a good time. You just go out there and have fun. And everybody encourages everybody. They give you tips, they give you pointers, and they teach you how to play the game. And that's what I liked about it, the environment. The environment itself is productive. It's supportive. It is very good. And if you're doing something wrong, they're going to teach you how to correct that.
Speed is how hard you have to release the disc out of your hand to make it do the turns that it needs to. It'll naturally S-turn. Glide is how long it's going to just kind of glide after you throw. Turn is how hard it'll turn. And fade is your dying, how quickly it'll go towards the ground at the end. And all of that is designed for different type of shots. There's what's called a dead leg, which means that the hole where you throw, the basket's going to be far to the left. So you got to hook it. Here in San Angelo, the courses, for the most part, are pretty easy. Brentwood is a great beginner course. I say if you're going to start out first time, I play there because there's no water hazards, no chance of losing discs. Picnic Bend's a blast, but you can lose discs at a few places. South Concho, where unfortunately the first time I ever played, they took me. It's extremely hard, and you will definitely lose discs there. But that's a great thing about it. Like here, if you have your name on your disc and it's found, he'll call you and let you know you found your disc. When people will bring them in. If not, if people decide they don't want that disc anymore, you can buy used discs. Here, it's the only place I know that does it, Blue 42, but it's a great way to get started because you can get in for only like $2 or $4, which is really cheap. There's no other game you can start that cheap.
You can grab a disc and you can throw it backhand like that, or you can throw forehand, which is different. And you change the side of your body and throw from the front side and throw like that. And both of the throws, you change the difference in spins. One will spin one way and one will spin the other. Okay? And that affects the difference on the fade. One will fade out right and one will fade out left. And that is the difference on the throws, definitely. Because if you pick up a disc and you just start throwing, most of the people that start off, they pick up the disc and they throw out like this with a huge angle. And it always just goes out and hooks in. Typical rookie move. But you can overcome that with time and practice and just having fun with the sport.
For disc golf, it depends. Like for people themselves, I say building friendship, camaraderie, a good way to let off some steam, just have some fun. You're out in nature. It's a very calming effect. Now for the city itself, there's a number of ventures. It keeps kids off the streets in some way because they're out there and they're doing something constructive. Also, like for example, the Parks and Recs department, they actually asked us to put in some of the courses for the fact that there are some of the parks that were neglected in a way not many people are showing, and there were crimes occurring there, crime rate was high, a lot of things that just shouldn't be going on happened there. As soon as we put in some discs, people started playing, that bad element left the parks because they're less likely to want to commit a crime when people are showing up all the time. So highly trafficked areas are not great for criminals, and cities know that all across the nation that they've started disc golf programs to do that. So if you're there, it's a safer area. A great benefit for children is there's an EDGE program, the Educational Disc Golf Network, or Educational Experience, and what that does is it teaches elementary school kids the art of disc golf at a very young age, and we're going to try to reenact that in San Angelo again soon, and that's an amazing program. And that gets benefit from Innova, which is one of the companies that make discs. Actually, the shirt I'm wearing, they started that, and it's been a great program nationwide.
There's a lot of different benefits, besides the health reasons, of course. There's financial things, because when we do throw tournaments and stuff, like the Crush on the Con Show brings in around 160 participants, so that's quite a bit of impact on community. Actually one of the largest ones here in town. And also the benefits of disc golf is that you could use it for educational purposes in school, like things through like the EDGE program, which is an award system in which disc golf is, you get merit badges and things like that according to what you learn. It's a very, very good program. And also like at Picnic Bend, this was a very troubled area. When we first started putting the course in there, we would find broken needles, a lot of things that the community wouldn't like seeing was happening there. And as we've been there, we've kind of run off the riffraff and made it, you know, where the cops don't have to go there as much now, so it actually cuts back on taxpayers' expenses. So it can actually pay for itself in putting in a course. And a course is nothing compared, the cost of a course is nothing compared to like a tennis court or a basketball court or anything like that. You can put in a course, you know, for $3 or $4 grand, and the benefits will completely outweigh the cost.